You're here because you want to learn the basics of a pivot table. My name is Frank Viola, and over the past 10 years, I've worked across hedge funds and banks in the financial sector. And this year, I am transitioning to be a professor at VCU. So, if you have 5 to 8 minutes to spare, come join me and I'll show you all the basics. So, this is actually really simple to start off with. You just highlight your data, go to your Insert tab, and click on Pivot Table. Now, normally you want to select New Worksheet, but because I am showing you the tutorial, I'm going to put it on an existing worksheet, which is really close, so that way you can see everything side by side. Click OK. And here's where our pivot table is going to end up. And you can see here, I'm going to pull this out, that these all match the column headers over here. Now, if I push this options, I don't know what to call it, settings, you can sort this by the order it's in the raw data, or change it to ABC order. Also, if you'd like to just search for it, if there's a lot of columns, you can always just type it in and it'll give you what you want. So, typically the way this works is you want to put the rows, you want to use your descriptors. So if I put the price in rows, this doesn't look very good. These are quantitative fields, so that's not good for the rows. However, symbol is more of a descriptor. Think of things that have alphanumeric characters, that's where you get your descriptors. And for values, that's usually where your quantitative fields come from. I don't know why I said quantitative like that. So here we see that the sum of shares isn't really populated in a way that we can read. I personally hate this format. I don't think scientists like these formats. So a way we could fix that is to click on the drop down arrow and go to value field settings. From here, we go into our number format. And I typically like to use accounting, even though I know we're not accounting right now. Change the decimal places to 0 because there's no decimals over here. It'd be pointless to have it. And let's change this to none. None. This way it's easy to read. I can see that this is 4 trillion, where here I have no idea what this says. Click OK, OK. And you can do the same thing for the other one if you like. This looks pretty good to me, so we don't really need to change anything. However, on the way here, you might have seen that there are different ways that we can calculate this. If I want to count how many instances of Apple there are, or Amazon, or what have you, I could change this to account. Looks like there's 2 of everything. You can add a column again if you'd like. So now you have the sum and the count, and you could do almost anything with this. Average works as well. Now, these names aren't the prettiest, and you can't typically change the values in here. See, I just tried to push A and I got this error message, but you can change the headers. So if I want to call this price average or whatever, I can call it anything. It doesn't have to have the word price in it. And I'll say number of prices here. Now, let's go into how to update this. Let's say this is now gone, but this isn't reflecting it right away. So a way we can fix this is to hit right click and just click on that little refresh. Now you can see we deleted 1 row of Apple, so now that's gone. Just to hit Control Z for undo. Here's what we deleted, and push Control Y for redo. I'm going to leave off on a more advanced, quote unquote advanced. It's not really hard though. This is great for your display. It's called slicers. So say you have a ton of columns in here. I know we only have 4 right now, but let's just pretend that we have more. We can go into our our pivot table analyze, and let's go to our insert slicer. Say we only want to filter on symbol. Actually, let's do more than that. Let's do shares too. Click OK. Now we have this fancy little box for filtering. So if I want just Apple, I can click that. And you can kind of see how this works. If you want to select more than one, all you have to do is hit control. Now I have all 3 of those shares showing. Or if you want to select everything in between, hold shift. And you see everything in there. Quantitative fields aren't the best for using slicers in my opinion. Let's hit X to cancel the filter and show everything. But if you'd like to, the option's there. That's it for now. I covered most of the basics and some advanced stuff. Yeah, if you like it, you want to see more, give me a comment, let me know.